All right, guys, I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today is another beer review. No, it's not. It's not a beer review. It's going to be a little bit different. It's probably going to be a lengthy video. It's going to be one I'm just doing on the fly. Yeah, we're going to talk about my experience at Dark Lord Day at Three Floyds Brewing. Yes, the infamous Dark Lord Day. I finally went. I was an attendee, and it was crazy. I'm going to explain in this video, was it worth the hype? What was my experience like and what happened that day? And I'll walk you through that experience on the fly. I didn't think about anything to say going into this video. I'm just doing it to do it because people wanted me to. They wanted to kind of hear an explanation of how it went. And I will give you that right now. I'm hanging out. I'm doing some beer reviews. And ironically, this was my last review I just did, which was Pride and Joy from Three Floyds. And no, I didn't get it from Munster, Indiana. I got it in Michigan. So distribution is going incredibly well for Three Floyds in Michigan, probably nationwide, and it's just fantastic to see how far they've come over the years. So, guys, where do I start? Dark Lord Day. First off, I was going to talk about the merch because I'm wearing merch, but we'll get there. How did I even end up going to Dark Lord Day? Well, I'm a busy man. I don't really have time. I didn't even go to the Shorts event this year, which is an hour from me, hour and a half from me. I got invited. I actually got invited from Three Floyds from the source. They sent me an email, one of their staff members, I don't know, I won't even say his name. There's no point to even talk about names or anything. It's not a big deal. I'm not anybody that special. But they reached out via email, and they saw one of my reviews. They saw that I was a fan of their product, and they saw the channel. And so I was actually sent an invitation to go to Three Floyds free of charge. It costs normally like $60, just as a general admission, $60 just to walk in the doors. And I got to walk in for free. It was really sweet. And then on top of it, to make it even juicier, they gave me an extra invite for somebody else to come with me. So they gave me 2 free tickets free of charge. I brought my brother-in-law. I would have brought my wife. I think she would have loved to go. But we have a 1-year-old. Well, she's older than 1 now. But anyways, I brought my brother-in-law. So he loves beer, he loves craft beer, just like I do, and I thought he was a great candidate. So we made a frickin' weekend of it. So let's speed ahead, okay? So I get the invite. We drive down to Munster on Friday, and the event's on Saturday. So it was the 18th of May. We drive down, hit a ton of toll roads. First off, frickin' GPS took me a crazy way. I hate you, GPS, so much. But so we get there. It took a while, right? So we get there. Probably like 5-6 hour drive, closer to 6 after I hit traffic and toll roads. And so we go out, we investigate, we go to like Fuzzy Line Brewing one night. That's Friday. Actually, both the night we get there, Friday, Fuzzy Line and Byway. So we had some great beers from both of those places. So shout out to those breweries. We checked that out Friday. But Saturday, the main attraction, that's why we went there, we get up early, okay? We get up super early, like way too early. I don't know what we were thinking. Like, we're insane. We're absolutely wretched and demonstrable what we did, and sickening. Got up really early. The event started at like 9. So we walk in. I'm a novice. I'm a rookie. I don't know what this event is. I did no research. I guess they hadn't done this event, though, besides last year for like 3 years. So COVID threw a wrench in everything. 2020 they didn't do it, 21 they didn't do it, 22 they didn't do it, then 23 they did for the first time in a long time, and then 24, this is their second in a row for a long time, And we walk in, it's like a frickin' college campus, guys. So you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna come up to the brew pub. No, you don't. You're like dropped off in an Uber way before that, like on the outskirts. And then you're led like cattle, okay? And you go around and you have all these nice people and workers and volunteers like, hey, have fun, be safe, like glad to see you. Super cool people talking to us, right? The people there were great. So we finally get to the end, and even before we get to the entrance, there's a bunch of people like on the outside. I don't know if they were selling it or not, but they had these great bottles, these Dark Lord bottles, all the variants. And I think you could just go up there and, drink with them. And I didn't know how much of a frickin' bottle share Dark Lord Day is. I'm a rookie. I feel bad because I'm from Michigan. I could have brought all this epic beer with me. Didn't know you could bring it in. Well, Three Floyds lets you bring anything that you want within reason inside. Like, yeah, there's stipulations, but are they actually following it? I don't know. So we come in with nothing, which is, looking back, horrible, because I wish we would have brought so much good Michigan beer. Oh, I felt so bad. And we walk in, we don't know what line we're in. We're like, okay, Friend of Floyd's. That's what we were called, the Friend of Floyd's. And so I get in there, I get a wristband that says Friend of Floyd's. It has like this little rectangular shape to it, almost like a little watch. And so they let me and my brother-in-law in. We're walking around. Again, you walk in, there's lines already. It was 9:30 in the morning, 9:45 tops. People everywhere. People already drinking, getting crazy. The biggest thing I remember, medical tents. These guys have medical tents set up. I've never seen that before. So in their 20 years of doing this, they know that that's a necessity to have a medical tent at this festival, if you will. And now when I look back now, it makes so much sense. Why? Because it's crazy there. The beer's flowing. It was 83 and sunny. It was hot. I'm not used to that, okay? It has not been summer very much in northern Michigan. It's been warm, but I consider warm like 60 to 70, 72, 73. It was 83 and scorching that day. So the medical tents were needed. I thought that was hilarious. You could spin the wheel and get prizes. We didn't do that, but what we did immediately was buy stuff. We bought merch, so check this out. Look, I'm merched up. I got this for me, okay? Okay? Got a shirt for my wife, okay? Let that focus up again. Got the merch. We went up to this long line, and listen, we had to pay for it. I was like, do I get free stuff? Well, I did, but it was free drinks. So it was like 5 or 6 free drinks, plus my brother-in-law got that too. So that was cool at the Friend of Floyd's tent. That was sweet, so shout out to Three Floyds for that. And then we're like, well, we need some bottles, right? So how do you get them? You get, again, herded like cattle through this long line. Get the merch there. You wait your turn. And then we did like these mystery picks. So you get the mystery pick plus the Dark Lord 2020. So that's what I did. So here's what I got. So this was probably the coolest one, was the Chemtrail mix. 2881 out of 3500. This is Dark Lord aged in rye barrels with cinnamon and pink peppercorns. Crazy. So I got one of those. And then I got this, Naturally Upset. So again, Dark Lord aged in 2 years single malt whiskey barrels, 1011 out of like 2500. And then what was kind of a shame was you have to look at the wax, but we got 2 of the same, which was the 2020 Dark Lord, which I'm not upset by, but I wish I would have got like one other one that was hard to get. So I've got 2 of those in my stash, and then my brother-in-law got 1 or 2 others that I don't have, but maybe he's willing to share them. So that was awesome. We got that super rare beers that they don't distribute. They're hard to get Dark Lord unless you know somebody to send it to you. You really can't get them. So I've got these to review at a later date. And I'm sorry, this is a very lengthy video. You can fast forward. This is me just spewing, talking shit, shooting the shit. But anyway, so we sit down, okay? And we realize we have all this stuff for one, so we're novices. We sit down. There's already people doing like bottle sharing, so I'm just caught off guard immediately. These 2 guys were awesome. I'm not putting names out there or anything, but I told them I did reviews and all that good stuff, and they come over, they start sharing bottles with me, and they give me some Revolution, VSOP, they give me some different stuff. It was really great. It was cool. It was really cool. I had a great time sharing bottles with people, but I had nothing to offer in reciprocation to them. They were okay with it. So what I know now is when you go to these events, bring some beer to share with people. It's really great if you can reciprocate the honest, good time with everybody else. Bring something they can't get, because that's what it's all about there. But we had a bunch of beer, and then me and my brother-in-law left. We realized we got to take this tote and all our merch back to the hotel room. So we do this intermission, right, which is probably really good thinking back on it. So we leave for an hour and a half. Hotel super close. We come back, and that's when just liftoff happened. You know, we're noticing there's all these Dark Lord variants all over the place. So I go to all these different tents and start drinking them, right? Start drinking all these little Dark Lord pours, 4-ounce pours, which you think, oh, not a big deal. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in another one. And it's nuts. it's nuts. It starts adding up. It starts weighing on your soul. So sorry, this is becoming a very lengthy video. I'm doing my best to explain everything as it happened. But anyways, the Dark Lord starts catching up to you, okay? And listen, you're having all these other pours as you're sitting there. Like, you're meeting all these great people, all these fun friends, people from all over the place. California, Illinois, Florida, Indiana. I met a guy from Germany. I freaking talked to a guy from Germany, guys. It was crazy. So many different people with all the same goal of drinking great beer together. Really fun group of people. I try to be outgoing as possible. But anyway, so the beer's flowing, right? It's flowing from every direction. So I'm already feeling good. I was feeling good at probably like 11, okay? Let's fast forward. So shout out to Jeff, No Jinx, the infamous No Jinx. If you guys follow him on Tap, you know him. If you don't, you should. He's got like a huge following, but the dude never shows his face. Jeff, I love that I met you in person. We met up, we linked up, we knew we were both going to be there that day. So I kept texting him like, "Hey, where are you? You know, I'm around." So no rush, but I end up meeting up with Jeff, and the dude was a legend, like an absolute legend. And I may or may not like show pictures and videos in this video, but it's already a really lengthy video. But let's just cut to the chase. He was a great dude. He was there with a bunch of friends, and the coolest part was he was so happy to meet me, and I was thrilled to meet him. Honestly, we've communicated back and forth over the years. He's been like an early follower of the channel, and it was just so cool to meet him in person. So Jeff, shout out to you, bud. I mean, it was really a pleasure. Sorry if it got a little weird at the end. You know, the beer was flowing. You know, like my brother-in-law was feeling it. I was feeling it, but I was trying to, you know, keep myself composed under, you know, these circumstances. But it was just a really fun time to sit there and talk with you, like I'm talking to him directly, but talk with Jeff. And all the beer community knows who Jeff is too. So like Joe, Beer Patrol, he knows him. He's met him. FLX Beer Reviews, he knows him. I think even like Matt at Massive Beer Review, I think he knows him. Like everybody knows this guy. And it was cool that I got to meet him in person and just chat. And he's given me all these great beers. I, again, had nothing to give back to him. I felt horrible about that. But he's just sharing. He introduced me to Clag, which is like out of Ohio. He told me some cool stories about how good they're brewing beer. And the beers were fantastic. They were amazing. Again, under the circumstances, I had a lot of beer. But I remember really liking Clag. And he told me like Clag is... It's an abbreviation for something that's hilarious. Like... what was it, like little Asian guy, something about that. I love it. Oh, all right, you can hear that. So it's just funny, like he gave me all this insight to all these cool breweries. He was just telling me a little bit about his life, like his friends and what he does. And Jeff is just a great guy. So shout out to Jeff. I feel like I don't give you enough credit, but I tried. Crazy little Asian guy. That's what he said Clag stands for. So if you guys know that, now if you didn't know it, now you know it now. I had a blast with Jeff. It was really fun. Had some beers together, just really chatted about some great things. And everybody there was just awesome, guys. So Dark Lord Day really lived up to the hype. I talked to like several staff members, and one guy actually recognized me, and he's like, "Hey dude, I'm the reason you're here. Like I invited you. I told so-and-so to invite you because I saw your channel." And I took a picture with him. It was dope. It was just super cool. Like if you're a beer tuber, beer reviewer, beer lover of any kind, like you should go to one of these events sometimes. It's just worth every second, worth the meet and greets, worth the interactions with people, because everybody is so fun there. And it's like, you know, it's like this death metal craziness. I'm not really into that, but everybody has the goal of just being together, having a good time, enjoying craft beer, and just really being happy together. That's the biggest part of Dark Lord Day that can't be overstated enough, is everybody is really awesome. And it was one of the funnest days I've had in a really long time. And yeah, like the beer, you know, you feel it the next day. You know, I was smacking different Dark Lords, beers I could never get. And I had just about all of them. And everything was awesome. So to just sum this up, guys, you should go. Like, it's one of the coolest events, I feel like, in the beer community that you could ever go to. And I feel like I did a lot of rambling, spewing. This is just some sort of like beer talk interaction with you guys. I don't know what it is. I've never really done a video like this. It's really lengthy. But I was just trying to give you like the experience of being there. And it was such a fun time, and it kind of a blur at the end, obviously, but what an experience. And I highly, highly recommend that all of you go. It's a great place to meet people and just really have a good time with other people with the same goal as you, to just enjoy craft beer and have a good time together. It was fantastic. So yeah, this is where we're at. It was a blast, and I hope I can go back. Like, maybe they'll invite me again someday, maybe they won't, but either way, I showed out, I supported them, they supported me, and I met some really cool people. I actually missed a few people. I was messaging people on Instagram that day, and I feel like I walked by like several people that follow me and I follow them, and we just didn't link up. There's thousands of people there. It's just really hard. But again, Jeff, one of the biggest legends in craft beer, like, I finally met you. I saw your face. Like, I've got you pegged now, man. Like, anyways, we'll send some beer to each other, I'm sure. So, guys, that was my experience at Three Floyd's Dark Lord Day. When you go there, be careful and drink responsibly, and more importantly, have a good time and have fun meeting people, because life's short, you know, like, meet who you can, talk to who you can, and share experiences with each other, because you never know when it's all over. So it's all about having a good time. So until next time, Prost, cheers, Yamas, guys. That's probably a lot of details that I've gave you that you didn't need, but some that you missed. But maybe I'll drop a couple videos in between these commentary things here. So yeah, until next time, cheers.
So you hit the best spot and you had to go back. Right? So. Great question. I don't know where we're getting scratch offs from.